Good afternoon, all. Coming back to the second part of the anti-malarial drug topic. So, in last lecture, we have covered up to chloroquine, which is the first drug in the pharmacotherapy or anti-malarial drug. The second drug is quinine. Quinine is a levorotatory alkaloid which is obtained from the cinchona bark. Okay, it is a chief alkaloid of cinchona. This quinine is a erythrocytic schizonticide for all species of Plasmodia, but it is less toxic, less effective and more toxic than chloroquine. This quinine has no effect on the pre-erythrocytic stages and on hypnozoids of relapsing malaria, but it kills the vivax gametes. Like chloroquine, it is a weak base, so it acts in the same manner. Okay, that is to inhibit the polymerization of the heme to hemozoin, and that's how the free heme or heme quinine complex that damages the parasitic membranes and kills it. Okay, there is a triad of dose related toxicities. The first is synchronism. So what do you mean by synchronism? When a large single dose or the higher therapeutic doses are taken for few days and they produce a syndrome which is called as synchronism. Okay, it consists of symptoms like ringing in the ears, nausea, vomiting. It is due to the CTZ center stimulation, headache, mental confusion, vertigo, and difficulty in the hearing. The patient may have some visual defects due to the direct neurotoxicity and as well as due to the constriction of retinal and auditory vessels. The second is a hypoglycemia, and third symptoms or third toxicity of this triad is a hypotension. Okay, now this is also causes one important side effects as a black water fever. This is due to it is a triad of massive hemolysis, hemoglobinemia and hemoglobinuria, while it is quite safe in the pregnancy. Coming to the next drug, primaquine. So primaquine is a drug which acts on the exoerythrocytic tissue stages and gametocytes. It forms the intermediates that generates the reactive oxygen species, or it interferes with the mitochondrial electron transport. The T-half is 7 hours. The absorption is 100% from gastrointestinal tract. It causes the mild and moderate abdominal distress, and at high doses causes some degree of methemoglobinemia. The most important point to note in case of the primaquine is a G6 deficiency. In patients of G6 deficiency, there is a acute hemolysis and hemolytic anemia. So this drug primaquine is contraindicated in the G6PD deficient patients. So here in this chart we can see that the quinine plus primaquine causes the as we have seen that it is gametocidal. Okay, so quinine, when the quinine is given alone and when the quinine is given with primaquine, the gametocidal the effect is increased. Now coming to the most important part of the pharmacology of anti-malarial drug is a artemisinin drug therapy or artemisinin combination therapy. So artemisinin is a active principle of the plant Artemisia annua and this plant is used as a Chinese traditional medicine. Okay, it is active against the Plasmodium falciparum, resistant to all other anti-malarial drugs as well as the sensitive strains and the other malarial species. It is very potent and rapid seesonticide action, and it is exerted by eliciting the quicker defervescence and parasitemia clearance in almost less than 48 hours. Okay, so these artemisinins, they exert wide range of actions on the stages from ring forms to early schizones. So it has a broadest time window of anti-malarial actions. Now this artemisinin combination therapy, it includes 3 or we can see 4 drugs. First is artemether, artesunate, arteether, and new is arterolen. Okay, all these 4 drugs, they are included, they are this collectively called as a artemisinins. Coming back to the mechanism of action of this important class of antimalarial drugs. So this endoperoxidase breach of the artemisinin, it is cleaved or it appears to interact with the heme in the parasite, and this ferrous ion mediated cleavage of the breach that causes the release of highly reactive free radicals. Okay, you can see here that causes the release of highly reactive free radical species that binds to the membrane proteins and causes the lipid peroxidation, damages the endoplasmic reticulum, and ultimately it results in the lysis of the parasites. Okay, this is a mechanism of action of artemisinin combination therapy. Okay, coming to the next slide. I think we have discussed this slide. It causes, they are very potent and fast acting antimalarials, and that causes the rapid parasite clearance and fever resolution. Now, what is a rationale for artemisinin combination therapy? It has a enhanced efficacy and reduced likelihood of resistance. It has very short half-life of artemisinin derivative. So this monotherapy requires a multiple dosage regimen of 7 days duration, and it is always combined with a longer half-life partner with the another drug. That means it combines with another drug, antimalarial drug, which has a longer half-life that allows the reduction of the duration of the artemisinin drug therapy. And point to be noted here, the monotherapy of the oral artemisinin therapy is banned. Now, what are the advantages of artemisinin combination therapy? So it has very unique properties and mode of action of artemisinin component. First is important, rapid. It causes a rapid sequential reduction of the parasite biomass, rapid reduction in the parasite, the rapid resolution of clinical symptoms. It is effective action against the multi-drug resistant Plasmodium falciparum, reduction of the gametocide carriage, and no parasitic resistance is documented yet. And obviously there are less adverse drug reactions reported. So along with this artemisinin combination therapy, we have another antimalarial drugs also. We will quickly go through this all other antimalarial drugs. For example, like mefloquine. It is previously it was thought that it is similar to the chloroquine. It is commonly used in the chemoprophylaxis and treatment of the infections with the Plasmodium falciparum. Piperacin It is similar to chloroquine. It is used in the treatment of Plasmodium falciparum infection in fixed combination with the dihydroartemisinin. Atovaquone and proguanil. It causes the inhibition of mitochondrial ETC folate antagonist combination. It is used in the treatment of chemoprophylaxis of Plasmodium falciparum infection. Lumefantrine. It is used in the treatment of Plasmodium falciparum malaria in fixed combination with artemether. Now we are going to discuss about the treatment or the management of the malaria. We are going to discuss this management under the different headings. For example, like chemoprophylaxis, treatment of uncomplicated malaria. It may be Plasmodium falciparum or Vivax. Then next is a severe malaria. Then treatment of malaria cases in pregnancy. Then treatment of mixed infections, and what happens when there is a drug resistance or treatment failure. Now prophylaxis. Okay, in this picture we can see we have earlier seen that the liver plays an important role in the pathogenesis or the etiology of the malaria infection. Okay, so after the exposure of female Anopheles mosquito, after the bite, there is release of sporozoites into the blood, and then it goes to the liver. Then there is a liver stage, that is a exoerythrocytic phase or pre-erythrocytic phase, which occurs in the liver. Okay, so at this stage the Primaquine plays very important role in the treatment. When these hypnozoites or when these sporozoites are released into the blood, then this is a early infection, and in this case the mefloquine and doxycycline along with the chloroquine plays a important role in the malaria prophylaxis. So let's see the prophylactic drug. We can divide the chemoprophylaxis into short-term chemoprophylaxis and long-term chemoprophylaxis. In short-term chemoprophylaxis, doxycycline is given 100 mg daily in adults. Okay, the drug is, that is doxycycline, is started 2 days before the travel and continued for 4 weeks after leaving the malarious area. In long-term prophylaxis, mefloquine is used. It is used in a dose of 5 mg per kg body weight weekly, and it should be administered 2 weeks before, and it is it is continued during, and it is continued 4 weeks after leaving that endemic area. Coming back to the uncomplicated malaria, so it may be Plasmodium vivax or falciparum. So let's see the treatment of uncomplicated malaria if it is a Vivax infection. So in this case, chloroquine 25 mg per kg, okay, along with the Primaquine 0.25 mg per kg daily for 14 days. Okay, chloroquine plus Primaquine 0.25 mg per kg daily for 14 days it is given. Primaquine is contraindicated in the pregnant females, infants, and non-G6PD deficient patients. If it is a Plasmodium falciparum malaria and it is an uncomplicated malaria, so in this case the artemisinin combination therapy it is given, and it is accompanied by the single dose of Primaquine 0.75 mg per kg on day 2. This artemisinin combination therapy, it is consist of artemisinin derivative combined with the long-acting anti-malarial drugs. This long-acting anti-malarial drug may include amodiaquine, lumefantrine, mefloquine, piperacquine or sulfadoxine and pyrimethamine. So all these are the longer-acting drug, anti-malarial drug. They are combined with this artemisinin derivative drug, which is a shorter acting drug. This artemisinin in combination therapy recommended in the national program all over the India except northeastern states. It includes artesunate 4 mg per kg daily for 3 days and sulfadoxine 25 mg per kg, pyrimethamine 1.25 mg per kg, that is sulfadoxine plus pyrimethamine combination on day 1. So this chart shows some National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program algorithm. This is an algorithm when the patient is there or when there is a suspected malaria case, the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program have given this algorithm. So we should set a slide for the microscopy, and depending upon the parasite, it may be Vivax, Falciparum, or depending on that we have to give a treatment accordingly. If it is Vivax, chloroquine for 3 days and primaquine for 14 days. And if it is a Falciparum, then ACT, that is artemisinin combination therapy for 3 days and primaquine on day 2. Then comes the severe malaria. So in severe malaria, the treatment of the complications are also very important and specific anti-malarial treatment. So this requirement for the management of the treatment of the complications, what is required? The healthcare facilities should be equipped with parenteral antimalarials, antipyretics, antibiotics and anticonvulsant, intravenous infusion facilities, special nursing for patients in coma, blood transfusion facilities, laboratory with the chemistry, hematological facilities, and facility for oxygen administration. So what are the specific antimalarial therapy for the severe malaria? So obviously, as we have discussed, parenteral artemisinin derivative or quinine should be used, and the intravenous route is preferred over the intramuscular. So we have 4 types of drugs which has to be given parenterally. First is artesunate 2.5 mg per kg intravenous or intramuscular, and it has to be given at 0, 12 and 24 hours, and then followed by OD drug for 7 days. Then comes the quinine. This quinine is given 20 mg quinine salt plus kg loading dose. It is given as an IV infusion in 20% or 20% of dextrose solution. Loading dose, it is followed by 10 mg per kg 8 hourly. The third drug is artemether. It is given in a dose of 3.2 mg per kg intramuscular on day 1, and then 1.6 mg per kg body weight per day for next 7 days. The arteether 150 mg intramuscular, and then it is given daily for 3 days. It may be mixed infections, for example like Falciparum. If there is a mixed infections, for example like Vivax or Falciparum, it should be treated as a Falciparum malaria only. Okay. Malaria in the pregnancy. So when if the female is pregnant and she is having a malaria infection, what should be the treatment guidelines? So we have the treatment according to the type of infection. For example, if it is an uncomplicated Vivax infection or Vivax malaria, then the chloroquine is a drug of choice. Uncomplicated Plasmodium falciparum malaria, the quinine is recommended in the first trimester, and artemisinin combination therapy should be given for the treatment in second and third trimester. If it is a severe malaria, the first trimester of the pregnancy, the parenteral quinine is a drug of choice, and in second and third trimester, the parenteral artemisinin derivatives, they are preferred. So this is all about the treatment of the malaria in the pregnancy. This is how we have discussed all about the treatment modalities and the different drugs which are used in the treatment of malarial infections. I hope you have understood all. If you have any query regarding any drug or regarding this topic, you can contact me anytime. Thank you.